The Tranquil Bloom has to be one of the largest fruits that you can grow inside of Roblox Grow Garden. I mean, this thing grows insanely huge to the point that you can cover the entire map. And because of that, that makes the value of the Tranquil Bloom insanely high. But what if we add to the value by getting every single mutation on a Tranquil Bloom? Well, in this video, that's exactly what I did. So make sure to watch until the end of this video to see a giant Tranquil Bloom get grown in, and also to see every mutation be grown on the Tranquil Bloom. The value at the end of this video is crazy, and you are not going to want to miss this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start off with all of our moon cats like we normally do. Let's go ahead and get all 8 of these guys spawned in to start meowing and giving us big buff to Tranquil Bloom. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get our sprinklers ready here. So let's go ahead and put a master sprinkler down, godly, advanced, and basic, and we'll go ahead and put our Tranquil Bloom down right here, and there we go. We're all set up. All right, so a bunch of people in the comments have been yelling at me to start using a Triceratops with the Mooncat so I can get better growth and stuff for my plants. So fine, dude, I'll do it. Okay, I have a couple of them in my inventory here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up one of our Mooncats. I'll pick up this guy who's all the way over here, not even making an effort. Mr. Samster, you're gone, buddy. All right, and then we're gonna place our Triceratops down, and our Triceratops every 3 minutes run into 3 random plants and advance their growth by 33 minutes. All right, so our Tranquil Bloom's only at 6%. Let's see our Triceratops. Let's see how much it advances the growth. Hopefully it just makes us get 100% right away. I think it might. I think it should be that quick. Let's see. Triceratops, go ahead and ram that Tranquil Bloom for us. Thank you. Bah! That only got us another 50%, but we wait for him to do it again, then this thing will be done. I mean, that was already half of it. All right, Triceratops is about to smack this again. This should, I think, grow it to full. Let's see. No, it's only at 82%. I think I'm just gonna wait for a minute here and let him finish up. So we'll come back in just a second and see what kind of fruits we can get. Okay, so I literally just got back from AFK, and I see something going on here. Oh my gosh, dude. Look how gigantic our Tranquil Blooms are. I think we're going to use this one for today and try to get every mutation on this big guy here. So I'm going to go ahead and put our sprays on it. So let's do, it already has Tranquil on it. So we'll go ahead and add pollinated to it, and then we'll add chocolate to it. And shock, that should be 4 mutations. And then we'll do honey glazed, and that should be 5. Go ahead and add that here. That should be 5 mutations. And we're going to go ahead and spawn in our queen bee to get its cooldown recharge. We're going to spawn in our butterfly, and that way we can get this big Tranquil Bloom here to rainbow. The queen bee will cool down our butterfly, and the butterfly will take all 5 mutations currently on this big Tranquil Bloom and convert that to rainbow. On our main account over here, we are also going to spawn a queen bee to start a cooldown process here with our Kitsune, so that way we can get Chakra instantly added to our big Tranquil Bloom as soon as it's done with getting rainbow. So let's wait for this thing to turn rainbow. I'm gonna get these other ones out of the way for now so we can actually see what we're working with, and then that way our Kitsune over here will only target the big Tranquil Bloom. So I will be right back. All right, in less than a minute, our queen bee will cool down our butterfly and convert all of these mutations to rainbow. And with that, I did clean up the other big Tranquil Bloom, so we're down to just this big one here. Oh, and look at that. Perfect timing. We just got Frost to spawn in. Okay, queen bee is done. Butterfly is going in. And our big Tranquil Bloom is now rainbow. So now we can go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly, and then we're going to go ahead and favorite this big guy so we don't accidentally pick him up. And with that, we're going to add some sprays onto him. We're going to pollinate it. We're going to put chocolate on it. We're going to put shocked on it. And then we're going to put our honey glaze sprinkler on it. All right. And then over here on our main account, we're going to have our main account apply the cloud touch spray on it. And my main account doesn't have any more amber sprays at the moment, so we're not going to do that for right now. But the Kitsune is also coming over here to steal our big Tranquil Bloom. He just walked through it. Okay, yeah, he took the big one. There he goes. We now have 7 mutations on our Tranquil Bloom, including Chakra from the Kitsune. I'm going to go ahead and favorite this again. And we're going to go ahead and try and get our Kappas here to add wet and then get bloodlet on this before we get this thing to turn frozen. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to spawn in 2 Kappas. That's 1. That's 2. And then we're going to spawn in 2 disco bees for now. So I guess we'll do 1 cooked owl for now, and then we'll do 1 chicken zombie as well. We're going to spawn in a pterodactyl to try and get windstruck, but also hopefully get us twisted so we can get tempestuous out of the way. And then finally, let's go ahead for now and spawn in a corrupted Kitsune So this guy can give us the corrupted chakra mutation on this big guy here. And then maybe also give us corrupted foxfire chakra. And we have a sandstorm. Now we just had one sandstorm go by, so hopefully this one's a little bit more lucky. I guess what I'll go ahead and do then is travel this over here, because this is the lucky corner. That's literally almost going into my main account's garden, by the way. This is about to touch my main account. All right, but we'll see if this helps to get sandy at all. Wait a second. Is this the spray merchant? No way, the spray merchant's here. All right, I'm going to buy some of these just so I can make sure I have them. I wish the spray merchant sold the Ember mutation, but he doesn't. Do we get sandy at all? No, we did not get sandy. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, because we have these kappas that will give us the wet mutation, to save a little bit of time, though, I'm going to go ahead and keep that favorited, but I'm going to spray it with wet, just so that way this thing is already wet. And, oh, and it's nighttime. But that way this thing will be wet, and then these kappas can hopefully just convert that to bloodlet a little bit faster. I'm glad it's nighttime. This actually helps. I can save some time with the tanukis later, so I don't have to wait for them to get this thing moonlit. This should hopefully get us moonlit pretty quickly. Normally we get it pretty fast. I don't have any night staffs though, is the only problem. But I guess we don't need it, because look at that. We just got moonlit. The events tonight are actually going crazy. We're getting everything that we need. Wow, are we getting lucky? All right, so now we have a meteor shower. We'll hopefully be able to get celestial added onto this. We do have our star crawler pretty close to this, so that should affect it. Let me see. So our cooked owl is about to do something. Let's see if we get burnt. Okay, that failed. That's fine. We'll just wait for the next round of that. Our pterodactyl is about to apply. Oh, did that just give us celestial? I think so. It just flickered. Let's see. Yep, we got celestial. Perfect. We're doing good today. We're getting lucky with these events. It's like the first time we're getting this many events. All right, let's see what he does. Okay, he's doing something. Oh, wait. Okay, he applied Windstruck and twisted to Tranquil Bloom. Let's see if it's the correct one, though. Tempestuous, let's go, dude. He did it to the right one. All right, so our luck today is actually really good. I think last video our luck was really bad, and now it's just like the game likes us. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this pterodactyl here, and he is good. We don't need that guy anymore. All right, I guess for now, since we have that extra spot, I will spawn in another chicken zombie to hopefully get zombified out of the way. Ah, perfect. Applied. All right, so that's another mutation done. We can go ahead and pick up our disco bees. And I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now is actually spawn in my scarlet macaws here to get verdant. We did just buy some verdant sprays on my main account, but I'm going to save them for now because these guys should be able to give us verdant. And we do have a tranquil scarlet and a corrupted scarlet. So we should be able to get verdant, tranquil, and corrupted. If we don't get tranquil or corrupted, we'll at least get one of them in the event within the next 20 minutes should be the next one. Anyways, let's go ahead and do a quick check here. So we are now up to 12 mutations on our Tranquil Bloom. Tempestuous technically is like 2 mutations, so I guess we'd be up to 13. All right, a bunch of our pets are about to finish their cooldowns, including our corrupted kitsune, both of our scarlet birds, and our chicken zombie here is almost done, and our cooked owl. So we might have a lot of mutations get applied, or we might have a lot of fails. I guess we'll wait and see. All right, so I think these guys are first going to do their verdant attempts. Let's see if we get verdant, so we don't have to use that spray. That would be nice. We could save it. Okay, verdant is applied. I don't know if that was the right one. Burnt failed, and corrupt chakra was just applied, but that was not foxfire corrupt chakra, but we still got that applied. So let me just go ahead and double check here. Okay, yeah, so we got verdant, then we got corrupt chakra and regular chakra, so now we have harmonized chakra. And yeah, verdant actually went pretty quick. The other day it was taking forever, so that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply shocked to this little guy here, and I'm going to let my Raju here spawn in, and then he should target this, eat it, and then eventually apply static to our big Tranquil Bloom. All right, our cooked owl just applied the burnt mutation to our Tranquil Bloom here. So we now have burnt added onto there. I'm going to make sure I keep this favorited, though, because I don't want our Raju over here to eat our big Tranquil Bloom. Raju is about to add static to our big Tranquil Bloom. It's about to eat it. And last time I thought it ran my pockets, but it actually gives you money. And it actually did give me money. Okay, I didn't know that because last time I was saying that it ran my pockets and then ate my fruit. But no, it actually gives you money and then it just eats one of your fruits. So you guys in the comments are right. I'm sorry that I'm stupid and dumb and stupid. Our Tranquil Bloom here now has static applied to it and burnt from those 2 mutations from our cooked owl and from our Rajus. Tranquility. All right. Well, I guess with that, Cappy here becomes completely useless because this is about to mutate this big guy into Tranquil. All right, that should be in. Yep, there we go. Our big guy is now Tranquil. So I can actually go ahead and just get rid of Cappy because we already have Verdant and Tranquil. So now this guy's useless. But our corrupted one here, Molly, maybe, just maybe, will give us corrupted so we don't have to wait another hour for that event to come by. Okay, so a heat wave just spawned in and our canning mirror just got smacked by a heat wave beam, which means that our Tranquil Bloom is now actually Paradisal, which just upgraded our Verdant, and now we have a better multiplier. All right, our chicken zombies officially applied zombified to our Tranquil Bloom finally. So we have zombified out of the way. So we can go ahead and pick up all of our chicken zombies here. And now it's pretty much just down to these two. Either our Scarlet will give us corrupted or we'll just wait for the event to happen within the next 40 minutes. And our Kappas just need to get us bloodlet. And then besides that, we just really need a sandstorm and Aurora. But this thing is looking good. It should be pretty expensive. I'm hoping for over $1 trillion today for this thing. We should make some good money, I would think. I mean, look at the size of this, dude. All right, it is the hour mark, which means we now have a corrupted event. It does go back and forth, so now it's corrupted. Earlier it was Tranquil, but I don't know if we got bloodlet at all, so I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite this and see. And no, but our wet turned into drench, so I don't know if these guys can actually give us bloodlet if it's drenched instead of wet. I mean, drench is pretty much the same thing as wet. It's just like a little bit of a better version of wet, but I don't know if they will affect that and give us bloodlet anymore. At the same time though, overall, we're still doing pretty good. I mean, this thing has 18 mutations on it. And again, if you separate some of these, like Tempestuous would be up to 19, Paradisal would be up to 20, and then Harmonized Chakra would be up to 21. So yeah, we have quite a lot of mutations on this thing. I do really want to get bloodlet, but I don't know if we can anymore because we don't have wet. We only have drench. All right, well, we've been at this for a few hours, and these Kappas have been placed as the first pet today, and have been sitting here for hours, and we still don't have bloodlet, not even on these fruits over here that are wet. So I think at this rate, because we've been waiting and there's still no bloodlet, and I don't even know if they can get drenched to bloodlet, we're gonna go ahead and apply the chilled mutation to this for my main account. So now this thing can be frozen instead of drenched, and now we are up to 18 mutations still, but if you separate everything, it would be up to 22 total mutations. So pretty much all we'd really need at this rate, besides bloodlet, we didn't get that. We would just need Aurora, and then we'd need Sandy, so we could turn Sandy into ceramic. And then we'd pretty much have all of the legit mutations. Now, the one that we also are technically missing is Amber, but we have a shot at trying to get Amber whenever we pick this thing up because we have our Raptors here. So we are going to pick this thing up and check the value with Steven, and hopefully our Raptors actually help us out and possibly give us Amber. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this big Tranquil Bloom, and we're going to check the value with Steven. All right, let's check it. And it's really hard to tell if it has amber. It doesn't look like the outer ice is the amber color, and I think it probably would have notified us if it was amber. I mean, this thing is huge, dude. I think we're not going to have any issues with pricing for today. I think this thing is going to definitely be worth. Let's go ahead and without further ado, check the value with Steven and see how much our Tranquil Bloom is worth. So Steven, what are we looking at? I'm hyped for this one. Only 163 billion actually for this giant Tranquil Bloom with all of these mutations on it. I feel like this one should have been worth a lot more from how big the sizing was on it. I feel like the price for this thing is a little nerfed, and it probably needs a little bit of a buff for it being in the top 3 values of fruits in this game. But I think they are trying to crack down and nerf some of the values of fruits on this game because some of them are very expensive and they grow huge. Because of that, you can see like my main account, I've had some really big fruits and I'm over 1 quadrillion on it. Anyways, let me know down in the comments below if you think this was worth all the effort put into it for the value. And you guys will be happy to know that I did finally get a pancake stack. So this should help my Mooncats actually surround the new Romanesco and help us get a big growth from it. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and place down our Grandmaster Sprinkler, Master, Godly, Advanced, Basic, and then we're going to place our Romanesco seed down right in that mix. We're going to go ahead and spawn our Mooncats here because I believe the Mooncats should actually help affect this and help it grow faster. And then with that, we're going to also spawn in our Triceratops to help speed up the growth a little bit. And I also am going to go ahead and use some, I don't have watering cans. Wow, this is a first. I don't want to do that watermelon, bro. Get that out. All right, well, no worries because I do have my main account here. So I'm going to bring my main account over and I'm going to use my main account to watering can the Romanesco to hopefully get it to sprout up a lot faster. All right, we got some mooncats. The pancake stack is definitely helping. They're all in this area right here. And our Romanesco is growing a little bit faster with all those watering cans. I'm going to move this into the mooncats just a little bit closer. All right, so we use all of our watering cans. I'm going to have to buy some more, but our Triceratops should definitely help with getting this to fully grow. But the watering cans is just to speed up the process a little bit. We're going to throw some more watering cans on it, and that is pretty much all we have for now. So our Triceratops will hopefully do the rest of the work here. It just seems like it grows a little bit faster than some other plants, so I think we only need our Triceratops to hit it one time, and I think that should be enough for it to fully grow in. All right, so while we wait for that, I do want to say we can actually get the Sandy mutation pretty easily now, because I do have the new Jackalope pet. There's also a new pet that you can use to get the new Bloom mutation. Spriggan, I believe it's called. This guy will give you the new Bloom mutation on plants, and then we also opened up a golden goose in one of the eggs, and this guy can give you the new Fortune mutation. He has a chance to hatch your seed, and it will start out with the Fortune mutation, almost like how rainbow and gold can spawn in on a fruit when you first grow it in. This guy pretty much sort of does that, but he gives you a Fortune seed. You can plant that, you'll have Fortune mutation on it, and if you sell it, it will give you a chance to actually have your other plants grow Fortune on them. So this guy will come in clutch at the very end of the video. All right, there we go. Our Romanesco is at 100% grown, so it's pretty much done. Our mooncats should all start sleeping over here, hopefully on top of it, so we can get some bigger Romanesco plant done. Maybe let's just wait this minute. Let's see what kind of size we get on this thing. Hopefully it's a big one, hopefully it's valuable, and hopefully we make some good money on this. All right, what do we got here, buddy? Go ahead and smack that thing. Oh, it's ready. That's a pretty big Romanesco. I didn't think it was gonna be that big. Good job, team. All right, pick all these guys up. All right, well, we're good here. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some sprays to this thing so we can get 5 mutations on it, and then we can get this thing converted to rainbow. So let's go ahead and put shocked on it, honey glazed, pollinated. We have a ton of cloud touch, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a cloud touch, chocolate, and there we go. We have our 5 mutations, and with that, I'm gonna spawn in my queen bee, and I'm also going to spawn in my butterfly. The queen bee in just a few will cool down my butterfly, and then the butterfly will convert these 5 mutations to rainbow on our Romanesco, and then we can start gathering the actual mutations that we need. So we're gonna let that happen. Take about 17 minutes, but with a boost, it should be about, yeah, 13 minutes. And then on my main account over here, I'm going to spawn in a queen bee over here as well, and we're gonna spawn in my kitsune. This queen bee will cool down this kitsune. It'll steal the Romanesco, and we'll get chakra applied to it. So that should be an extra mutation within 20 minutes after we get rainbow done. So we're gonna BRB for just a second, and we'll come back when we have rainbow. All right, it's time to get to work. Our queen bee's cooldown is about done, so she is finally going to cool down our butterfly, and our butterfly will give us rainbow. There we go. We now have rainbow on the Romanesco, so we are good to go. We can pick up this butterfly and this queen bee, and we can go ahead and favorite this Romanesco plant so we don't accidentally pick it up. And let's go ahead and get some sprays applied back to it. So we're going to put burnt on it, shocked, fried, verdant, pollinated, cloud touch, chocolate, and honey glazed, which brings us to 9 mutations. So on our main account, I'm going to go ahead and apply the wet mutation onto this so we can easily get this thing to clay and then ceramic. I'm also going to go ahead and apply the new bloom spray, which I do have the pet to apply bloom, but since I have some sprays, we might as well save some time and apply this. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in the new Jackalope pets here. I'm gonna spawn in 2 of them to attempt to give us sandy on this thing so we can go ahead and get clay and then start working towards getting ceramic. So these guys every about minute and a half have a 15% chance to apply sandy mutation. So that's actually a pretty good pet to have. So there we go. These guys are gonna start doing their thing. We're also gonna spawn in 2 of our lobsters to attempt to give us molten and meteoric. We're also gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees to start working on getting us the disco mutation. And then let me see. We have so many pets to work with now. It's actually crazy. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my corrupt kitsune, and then I'll spawn in the Raiju here. Whenever the Raiju's cooldown is almost done, we're gonna plant a carrot seed down for him, and we're gonna put shocked mutation on it, so that way he'll eat it, and then apply the static mutation to our Romanesco. All right, both failed. That's fine. Their cooldowns are so low that it doesn't really matter. So we're gonna wait just a second for those guys to apply sandy, and then we'll swap them out. We're also gonna wait for our kitsune over here, and I guess to speed this up a little bit, I'm gonna give these jackalopes some toys just so they have a boost. Anyways, let's go ahead and watch the magic happen real quick. So where's my kitsune? Hello? Oh, also I know people are gonna be like, Bandites, look, there's a new silver mutation. It's just like gold, where you can't have gold and rainbow. You also can't have silver in rainbow. Rainbow is still the best out of the growth mutation. So, yeah, we're not using that right now, okay? Anyways, here we go. Simon, our kitsune, is going to steal our Romanesco now. And we got Foxfire Chakra today. Let's go, dude. That's a better mutation there. So if we can get our Corrupt Kid soon to give us Foxfire Corrupt Chakra, then we can get Harmonized Foxfire Chakra, and then we will make like 130 times multiplier on this. One of the best mutations you can get. So now, once the Raiju is done, in 50 seconds with its cooldown, it will eat this and then puke it up onto our Romanesco and give us the static mutation. And also, look at that, we just got a heat wave, so this should give us Paradisal. And if these jackrabbits hurry up, dude, then we could easily get ceramic done right now. All right, jackrabbits, please give us Sandy. We got to get this done. We got to get ceramic done. We have a chance here, but you guys have to speed it up a little bit. All right, let's see. Sandy? Sandy? Yes. No. Yes, yes. Okay, we got it on both. All right, perfect. Thank you, jackalopes. We're good there. I'm gonna real quick bring my main account back in here and apply another wet spray so we can get... Okay, sorry, there's a lot going on. All right. Raiju struck this with static. That's good. We have another mutation done. We have Sandy done. I'm gonna real quick pick this Raiju up. We're gonna get my main account back into the game so he can apply the wet mutation, and we can easily get... Oh, wait, we already got ceramic. Never mind. We don't even need him. What happened? We had wet? I don't even know how we got ceramic. I don't know what he just... What did he take? We're fine. We're fine. We have ceramic. We're good. So yeah, now we have ceramic. We have Paradisal. We finally got ceramic and Foxfire Chakra. 2 new mutations that we've like literally never gotten before in the series. So that's good to see. All right. With that, sorry, lots going on. I'm overstimulated. All right. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a Pterodactyl now. Pterodactyl is spawned in. I will plant some carrots for him to get tempestuous, just like we're going to do for our Corrupt Kid soon. And then we're going to go ahead and spawn in our Spaghetti Sloth next, because this guy has 4 mutations he has to work through. We have to get pasta, meatballs, sauce, and aromatic from his mutation shard. I guess because the junk bot takes a while, we'll go ahead and use the junk bot next, and we'll do the chicken zombies towards the end today. So yeah, the junk bot definitely should be in now, because we're going to be waiting around for hours for that dude to do anything. Also, another thing we could do real quick is our disco bees cooldowns are about to be over with. So I'm going to go ahead and give them toys to hopefully, just hopefully, boost them enough to give us the disco mutation. There we go. First try with both toys boosting this guy. So I guess what I'll do is spawn in 1 Kappa to work on getting us bloodlit. And then I will spawn in a chicken zombie to work on getting us zombified. That way we can have 2 more pets working through their mutations. Hopefully we get that bloodlit done so we can get moonlit in just a little bit when a nighttime event occurs. Here's 1 lobster. Molten, please. Molten. Okay, failed. Where's your friend? Maybe your friend will help. Molten, please. All right, there we go. We got Molten done on the Romanesco, but now we just have to wait for Meteoric. So hopefully it's easy as pie to get Meteoric as well. All right, so I just boosted my Corrupt Kid Zune with a toy, so his cooldown is about only a minute left. I'm trying to boost my Pterodactyl as well, but this dude is trapped inside the Romanesco, so I'll deal with him in a second. I don't have time. I got to get some carrot seeds down for my boy here so we can hopefully get Corrupt Chakra nice and quickly. Oh, I already have some seeds in here. All right, so I'm going to place down 9 seeds for him. So in case he misses the Romanesco, he'll apply it to this, and the Spinosaurus will move that over. So where is our Pterodactyl? Oh, there you are. Yo. Hold on. Stay there. No! Come back out here now. Come back out here now, buddy. Bro, I can't click this guy. The plant is so big and he's just sitting inside of it. Come here, buddy. Come here so I can boost your cooldown. All right, this guy's annoying me. All right, well, the Corrupt Kid soon's about to do stuff. Let's see which one he gets. Corrupt Chakra, or hopefully we get Corrupt Foxfire Chakra on today. Okay, we got Corrupt Chakra, but no Corrupt Foxfire Chakra. I guess we could wait around, but I'm trying to speed up and get some more mutations. So we're going to probably pick him up anyways. But bro, where is this Pterodactyl? Yo, come out of the plant, please. I need to boost your mutation. He's being a little stupid idiot, stupid stinky butt. Get out, bro. I literally... All right, I'm going to scream, dude. I'm going to scream at this guy. Hold on. Pardon me for a second here. Trancy, get out of the Romanesco now! Bro, he's not listening. I give up. I give up, dude. I was gonna give you a toy. We're gonna be friends, but you're being a punk. He only has a minute and a half left. I think he's definitely gonna give us tempestuous on something. I don't think I need to even worry about it. But let's just let him do his... Oh, bro, he's out. Okay, there we go. All right, give us tempestuous, please. All right, we got tempestuous on one of the carrots. Perfect. All right, so our junk bot is almost done. Our spaghetti sloth's almost done. Our lobster should be done with meteoric in a second here. That'll be nice. And let's see what else we should spawn in then. I'm thinking we'll double up on the chicken zombies. Oh, you know what? I'm forgetting something. We got to sit here and wait 3 million years for the corrupt scarlet to give us the corrupt mutation. And we also got to do the one for Tranquil. But, you know what? I guess I'm going to move the Kappa for now because I usually don't have any hope on them getting bloodlit anyways. So I'm going to move him out of the way away just for now, and then we're gonna work on getting Tranquil and Corrupt, and then we'll spawn in the Kappas towards the end, because we have more mutations to worry about, and these guys take forever. All right, I almost just missed it, but all I would have missed is the hurt and pain that these lobsters just caused to my heart. So I guess it would have been better if I missed it, but yeah, they did not give us Meteoric yet, so we have to wait around a little bit longer, but you know, I guess that's fine, dude. Maybe our junk bot will come in clutch today and give us that nice oil mutation. Also, we just got meatball applied to one of our carrots, so our spaghetti sloth is literally trolling right now, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and try to spam both of these toys on him. So hey bro. All right, well, I guess I'm not going to. Wait, he's coming out. He's coming out. No, he's not. Bro, why do you run away from my toys? I'm trying to boost your cooldowns and your mutation multiply. I can't speak. Here. Let's go. He got carrot oiled. Huh? Or he applied oil to the carrot. So there we go. We have another mutation down and done. All right, our Spinosaurus is about to eat some mutations. Okay, he applied meatball and oil to the Romanesco, and now we just have to wait for him to move over this Corrupt Chakra and this Tempestuous, which this carrot also has Verdant on it now because one of my Scarlets did that. They had a little oopsie there. That's fine. But anyways, there we go. Oil is now applied. We have Molten from earlier. We have meatball, so this thing is looking pretty good with all of these stacked mutations. Let's see what mutation our Spaghetti Sloth decides to apply next. Let's see. What is he doing? Are you coming over here, buddy? Bro, why do you want to come to the carrot so bad, bro? You already meatballed one of them. Why can't you just do it to the... Bro. All right, well, he's out. He's going to probably apply meatball to one of these things again. Pasta. Okay, at least you got us pasta this time. So now we just need aromatic from him and sauce, and once that's done, he's out. Golden Goose. Hey, bro, don't lay your egg inside the Romanesco. I literally cannot see in there unless I shift lock, but then I can't interact with anything in there. So if you're gonna lay an egg, can you do it out here, please? So I can actually see it. Hey! Oh, you know what? It's the pancake stack. That's why they're all going in there. I'm gonna move it over so I can see them. Where is that thing? It's right here. Come here. Come here, pancake. Come over here. Golden Goose laid an egg. Let's see. Oh, that's one big egg, buddy. Let me try to sell this thing. Hey, Steven, can you apply this to my Romanesco, my man?
Nope.
Okay, well, he didn't apply it, but it was worth a shot. Okay, one of our Scarlets just applied the Corrupt mutation to a carrot, which means our other Scarlet, the Tranquil one, should be applying Tranquil in just a minute, or trying to. Oh, look at that, bro. We got both of them done right away today. So we got Tranquil done, and we got Corrupt both on the same carrot. Wow, that actually just smiled to my face that they actually loved me today. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these guys up so they don't try to apply Verdant. But yeah, we got those done right away. That's awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another Spinosaurus because we have quite a lot of mutations we need to move over now. 2 more pets done. We can see if we're gonna get the chicken zombie done and out of the way next, I guess, since he is almost done with his cooldowns. Let me give him double toys and failed. Wow, this guy really doesn't like me. Double boost and he still can't give the mutation. All right, Spaghetti Sloth, what you doing, buddy? Hey, he wants the carrots again, dude. Why don't you want the big Romanesco? Like, this thing is literally like a broccoli plant that you could probably throw in your spaghetti, but you want the carrots instead. You're disgusting. You disgust me. I'm just kidding. You don't disgust me because you just gave me sauce, dude. I love you. Our golden goose is about to lay an egg. Hello? Welcome to the world, egg. All right. Give me fortune on something. Give me fortune on something. All right, you know what? Fine, Steven. I see how it is, buddy. All right, he's eating some mutations. All right, we got Corrupt Chakra done and out of the way. And we got Tranquil moved over. So those are both added onto our Romanesco now. I can pick up this wet carrot because we don't really need wet. I will do that with the Kappas later. And then, yeah, we just need all of these pretty much moved over. Besides Verdant, we don't really need that. Okay, that was a fail, Meteoric. Where's the other lobster? Buddy, come on out. There you are. All right, Meteoric, please. Meteoric, please. Meteoric, please.
Nope.
All right, so I was checking my phone for a second and I just missed something that happened. But yeah, this carrot, you know, it does have pasta from our Spaghetti Sloth, but our Spaghetti Sloth also just applied pasta directly onto our Romanesco here. So now we have pasta and meatball on that. And now once our Spinosauruses move the sauce over, then this will be fully spaghetti. And then we just need aromatic from our Spaghetti Sloth. But yeah, this thing is looking pretty good. I'm excited to see the price, especially because this thing is humongous. We also have an Aurora event that just started. So maybe we can try to get the Aurora mutation. And then our chicken zombie is also almost done with its cooldown. So lots of good things about to happen. These lobsters, though, are stressing me out. They need to hurry the heck up, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and give a toy to that chicken zombie to hopefully boost that and give us zombified right away. And let's see what the golden goose is laying its egg. Come on. There you go. You just pooped it out on me. Give me fortune. All right, you know what? I don't like you, Steven. I don't like what you're doing now. All right, chicken zombie, what are you gonna do for us? Some zombified, I would hope. Ah, some zombified and to the carrot. Thank you so much. You're a good little chicken zombie. You can go ahead and go back in my inventory now. You have done your job. All right, Queen Bee. I guess you're going to probably cool down my Mimic Octopus. Mimic Octopus, don't copy the Queen Bee's pollinated ability. That's like the most useless one. Aromatic for Spaghetti Sloth, and it failed. So I'm no longer excited for what it was going to do. That was very sad. All right, what are you going to move over, buddy? Please, please, just, can I trust you? Tempestuous, good job. There you go. Another one down. Okay, so I went AFK for like an hour and something interesting happened that I didn't even think about, and this is how we're going to do it from now on. So the golden eggs, they all spawn in with the fortune mutation, and actually I didn't realize this, but the Spinosauruses can actually just move the mutation from the golden egg over to your plant. So we actually have fortune onto our Romanesco here. We are still waiting, it looks like, for aromatic to be applied because I don't see it anywhere on here, and we have not gotten meteoric yet, so we gotta wait for those. But we did get everything else moved over from our carrots, and we did get spaghetti completely finished here, so that is good to have. So for the time being, we do have a nighttime event that is going to happen within about 30 minutes, but to see if we can get moonlit a little bit earlier, I am gonna have our Kappa spawn in and see if they can give us bloodlit and race against the Tanukis. So if the Tanukis actually give us frozen, so I'm gonna try to get moonlit, bloodlit, and then we're gonna also try and wait for this guy to still give us aromatic, and then these guys to give us meteoric, and then we should be pretty much maxed out at that point. We'll be close at least. All right, so our spaghetti sloth finally applied aromatic from its mutation shard to our Romanesco here, and we are finally done with all 4 of its mutations that it has. So we can go ahead and pick this guy up. We're now waiting for the lobsters to hopefully give us meteoric. I don't know if they will. One of them has both cooldowns almost done. Zephy here. Hey, Zephy, buddy, can I give you a toy real quick so you could maybe help us out? Please don't run away from me. All right, maybe we'll get meteoric done. Maybe, just maybe. Failed. We won't get it done. We're just gonna cry. That's all we're gonna do, I guess. Suki, buddy, listen, I need you to mimic one of your lobster friends here, okay? And you need to mimic the meteoric mutation that they can do. Sounds good? Look, I'll feed you this beanstalk for motivation. Now just do your thing. Please help us. Please help us. Please, meteoric. Please, buddy, please. Let's go, dude! He actually did it. He gave us meteoric. I just had to sweet talk him a little bit and feed him a beanstalk, and he's very happy. Can I feed you this golden egg? I think you would love this. I think you'll find it delicious. There you go. That's what you get for being a good little mimic octopus today. So we don't really need you anymore. As you can see, we now have meteoric added on to our Romanesco here, and this thing is looking very beefy today. Like, we have so many mutations on this thing and a lot of new ones here. So I'm excited. This really isn't any progress, but I just thought this was interesting. This is literally tempestuous in game right now. Like, there's a windy event and a tornado. I'm sure a lot of the people that are playing right now that don't have pterodactyls are happy because they're about to get tempestuous easy mode. All right, the nighttime event should be happening any second now, and we should be able to get moonlit done pretty quick and easy. We'll just wait a little bit to see if we get a meteor shower as well, so we can get celestial, because that would be an extra mutation that we can get. All right, there we go. We got our night staff to give us moonlit. So moonlit is now done and added on to our Romanesco plant here. All right, let's see if these guys will give us bloodlit. This one's running away, which he's not going to be in stud range, but I guess our other one still has hope. Oh, he's coming back. Come on, bloodlit, please. Try to give us bloodlit. Yeah, nothing. All right, well, I'm giving up on the Kappas. We're going to go ahead and bring in some polar bears to get this thing frozen then. Just go me. You know what? I guess we could just quickly make a chilled spray as well. It only takes about 5 minutes. So maybe instead of the polar bears, I'll just do this. So I'm going to bring this over here, spray that, and now we don't even need our polar bears. So that goes a little bit faster. All right, so we're gonna wait a second. Let's see if we get celestial, but while we wait for that, let's see how many mutations we actually have on our Romanesco here. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 mutations on our Romanesco, but we separate some here. Like tempestuous would have 26, spaghetti would bring us to 28, Paradisal would bring us to 29, frozen would bring us to 30, and ceramic would bring us to like 32, I want to say. So that's still a lot of mutations. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a meteor shower to apply celestial to this, and if not, we're gonna go ahead and pick it up and get amber on it. Oh, It looks like we have a sandstorm instead, but that is not a meteor shower. It looks interesting, though, with this. All right, so we have a couple more seconds of nighttime, and it looks like no celestial. All right, well, I kind of figured we probably wouldn't get a celestial meteor shower, but it was worth the wait to see if we get that extra mutation. But anyways, I think we have a pretty good Romanesco here, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. I am going to go ahead and give some toys to my raptors to try and boost our chance to get Amber applied to this. We have an extra mutation, so we're going to pick this thing up and check the value with Steven, and let's see if we get Amber applied. And we did get Amber, so that is another mutation applied to this thing, and it's tiny now. It's just a visual bug, I guess, but this is what the Romanesco looks like. It's just very, very, very tiny in my hand, but that thing was huge, and we have all these mutations on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and check this value of this thing with Steven. So without further ado, Steven, how much would you give us for this Romanesco with like 30 something, 31 mutations on it? I don't know. There's a lot. Okay, how much? 740 billion for this thing. That is a pretty good amount for one fruit. I know there's people in this game that are like, oh, man, I get fruits that are like 1 trillion, but this is honestly a very good value for people that don't know a lot of the methods to getting gigantic fruits and making them worth 1 quadrillion billion dollars. So I think this is actually a pretty good value for this thing. I thought we had hit 1 trillion, but it's pretty close to it, and I think it's still very good. So what do you guys think? Is this worth all of these mutations on the new Romanesco? And do you guys plan on buying this when it comes in stock in the seed shop? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some mooncats here. So we got 8 mooncats that we can spawn in, so we can start getting progress on getting a big, beautiful maple apple tree. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and place all of our sprinklers down here. So we're gonna get a master, godly, advanced, and basic, and then we're gonna put our maple apple right in there. And look at that, it's all rainbowy up here, so it looks like we might have a pretty big tree. To save some time, we're gonna go ahead and hit that grow all button on my main account. And oh, look at this, we got a sandstorm, so we might as well hurry up and do this. All right, we're in, and there we go. We have some maple apples. Now, these don't look very big. This one looks decent, but some of these don't look as big as I thought we might be able to get this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up these, and I guess we'll give it a look and see how they regrow. But I'm going to go ahead and put some more sprinklers down, and we're going to try to get this thing to grow a little bit better. We want these mooncats to hopefully affect this as much as possible. We want to get a big maple apple. Now, we do have a pretty decent sized one here, but I think we could do better than that. I think we could definitely get a bigger one to show up. All right, we have a lot of mooncats right here. I think what I'll do is I'll trowel this into the sleeping mooncats if they all pile in a certain area. Let me move that into that circle. All right, yeah, they're kind of all piling around in different spots. They're not like just in one area. Okay, let me try right here in between these two, or actually maybe even right here because there's a few of them right here. All right, and hopefully that helps. All right, I'm gonna hit the grow all button again just to see if anything changes, see if we get any big ones. So let's just YOLO it. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's better. That's definitely better. That's this one is pretty big. All right, so we can go ahead and pick up these other ones then. Yeah, look at this. We thought this was gonna be decent. I think this one's a lot better. Dude, what is going on? We're getting all these events, but we're not ready yet. We still got to get this thing rainbow. All right, we're gonna pick up all of our mooncats. We're gonna try and go through this quick. So let's go ahead and get our sprays done. Actually, let's go ahead and get that queen bee ready to get the cooldowns ready. Let's get the butterfly ready to get that cooldown ready, and then let's get these sprays done on our maple apple. So we're gonna go ahead and put pollinated on this. We're gonna put chocolate on that. We're gonna put a cloud touched, shocked, and then we will do honey glazed with the honey sprinkler. And there we go. That will be our 5 mutations. All right, so I was stupid and accidentally picked up my queen bee, so I've been sitting here waiting for my butterfly. But to speed this up, I guess, a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and give my butterfly this toy, which will speed up the cooldown, and now our butterfly will give us rainbow. So it's like the same thing, but yeah, you won't notice any difference here, but yeah, I had to wait a little bit longer because I'm stupid and dumb. All right, so just like that, our maple apple is now rainbow. So we can go ahead and pick up that butterfly. We're good. We have this mutation done. All right, so now we can go ahead and apply our sprays to this thing again. So we're going to put our chocolate back on it, pollinated, shocked, cloud touch. We're going to go ahead and put our honey sprinkler back down to get honey glaze back onto it. And then on our main account, we're going to apply amber onto it. I did that from over there. I got snipes, I guess. But now Amber's back onto it. Now, my main account has some chilled sprays we're going to use, but we're going to wait on that because we're going to try to get this thing to get ceramic first. So to do that, we need wet and then sandy to get clay, and then we'll need to get sun-dried to turn that into ceramic. So we're going to wait a little bit, and we're going to not apply the chill just yet. We're going to do frozen after we get ceramic. So now we're going to start focusing on the rest and applying some more with our pets. So I have some disco bees here. Now I know people are going to be like, Bandites, you can just use the new disco spray. Well, there's no spray merchant and I don't have the disco spray. Okay, so I'm going to be using disco bees to hopefully get us disco mutation on our maple apple. And then I'm going to be using the cooked owls. Same thing here, to hopefully get burnt or cooked since I don't have those sprays as well. We're going to go ahead and use some chicken zombies, and then we're going to spawn in one scarlet. Actually, we're going to hold off on the scarlet for now and not get verdant on this just yet because we're going to try to get ceramic first, and if we have verdant, that sun-dried will just convert to Paradisal. So we're going to wait on this guy, but we are going to spawn in 2 sea turtles so we can get this maple apple, the wet mutation, and after we get the wet mutation, that should help us get this turned to clay, and then yeah, we could go through that getting ceramic. Our luck today is a little bit better than it's been the last few videos. We have another aurora happening, so hopefully we can get the aurora mutation on our maple apple. Oh, look at that. Just like that, the sea turtle already applied wet to our maple apple, so that's quick and easy. We can go ahead and pick up these guys then, and I guess we'll spawn in another disco bee and another, I guess we'll do another chicken zombie for the time being. Oh, I just saw something happen. Did we get it? Oh, let's go. We got aurora. All right, this is actually going a lot better today than it has been. I think the update of increasing the events really helped. So we are up to 9 mutations on our maple apple, including aurora, which is awesome. We're going to wait for these pet mutations to hopefully take effect. We got our disco bees and our cooked owls that will be applying some mutations soon. All right, our disco bees always seem to be the first pet to apply their mutations, but anyways, let me go ahead and unfavorite this real quick. But as you can see, we now have the disco mutation on our maple apple. So it's starting to look pretty good. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is pick up these disco bees carefully without picking anything else up, as I've done in the past, as we all know now. And I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another cooked owl or 2. Let's see. I guess I'll do another cooked owl. And I will spawn in another chicken zombie. So hopefully we can get these 2 mutations done. And then we just really got to get verdant after that, but we're going to wait for verdant just for a little bit. We want to wait until we get this thing, hopefully ceramic first, and then we'll focus on Paradisal. All right, so we have some of our cooked owls here that are about to finish their cooldowns, which is good. And with that, we also have a Zen event about to start. Oh, well, they're targeting the big one, but they're failing. What about the other one? Targeted the big one, but fail. Okay, that's very sad. Our chicken zombies are almost cooled down as well. At least 2 of them are almost done. And then we have another one that'll be done in a few minutes. And we're gonna see the Zen Aura event happen in a second, which will help us get Tranquil on our maple apple here, which will be another mutation added on. All right, so we got our first little Tranquil beam coming over here. Let's see which one it hits first. All right, there we go. Our big one is mutated to Tranquil, so that's a really easy one to get, and that's just some extra multiplier for us to work with. Oh, let's go. Thank you, cooked owls. You guys, I love you so much. You're so nice to me today. All right, well, there we go. Now we have burnt on our big maple apple here, so we're stacking up some good mutations. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these cooked owls now then. Get these guys out of the way. We have another chicken zombie almost ready, so hopefully he does what the cooked owls did in target. I'm gonna spawn in another chicken zombie, and we'll spawn in a mimic octopus to mimic those guys to give us even more opportunities. All right, we have a windy event, which I was hoping for, and I'm gonna go ahead and trowel our plant, I guess, over here, because for some reason these corners over here always help get windstruck on our plants faster. Okay, the event ended. Let's see if we got any windstruck added. Oh, we did. Dude, I don't know why this corner is blessed right here. If you need windstruck, move your plants like right here. It seems to always work to get us windstruck. All right. I forgot that they re-added frost into the game, which if we get chilled, which because our plant is already wet, we might get it frozen, which we don't want right now, which is going to be very unfortunate. We have wet, and I probably should have waited. I completely forgot that they re-added frost. The only reason I added wet was in case a sandstorm came by, we could have gotten sandy, which would have made this turn instantly to clay, but I didn't count the fact that if a frost storm comes by, we can get frozen. We don't want frozen yet because once we get frozen, we pretty much, I don't think, can get ceramic. Actually, you know what? We probably can. I think if we get sandy, we could apply wet again. So this actually isn't the end of the world. It would just get us frozen earlier, which we didn't really want yet. All right, well, yeah, we now have frozen on our maple apple. Honestly, that is fine. We'll just keep frozen on there. Either way, we can still get ceramic, I believe. We just have to wait for a sandstorm now, and once this is sandy, we can add wet to it to get clay. Okay, it looks like one of our chicken zombies just applied zombified to our maple apple. Yep, there it is. We are good, which means we pretty much have every pet mutation done. We still gotta wait for twisted, which is technically a pet mutation now, I guess. But that will get this thing to tempestuous. And then once we have that, we also need to get verdant, which is also a spray or a pet mutation. All right, so I have literally been in a Discord call with one of my friends for like 6 hours talking, waiting for more mutations to get applied. We did end up getting moonlit to this, but we had a sandstorm twice and did not get sandy. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and just apply scarlet to this maple apple so we can get verdant on it. So I'm going to spawn in 3 scarlets and a mimic octopus just so we can make sure we get that verdant mutation, and that will turn sundried into Paradisal. So there we go. We have all these pets set, and some of them actually have some of our buffs still added onto them. And while they focus on getting that sundried to turn into Paradisal, over here on my main account, shout out to my friend Cole or Azook. He actually is letting me borrow his kitsune for this video so I can try to get Chakra and Foxfire Chakra on my maple apple. And if I can get those two, that should be some extra good mutation buffs. So I have a queen bee spawned in my main account garden in there, and I'm going to go ahead and use that queen bee with the kitsune to see if I can get both Foxfire and regular Chakra on my plant. So apparently the kitsune actually applies it to your plant, and then it steals it and gives it to your other account. So I should be able to get 2 of these maple apples with all these mutations on it, and it should be pretty good overall. Okay, well, it looks like we're about to finally wrap things up here, and we finally got sandy applied to our maple apple after literally hours and multiple sandstorm events. So we technically could get this up to ceramic now, but I don't know if I really want to wait around for another heat wave event to happen, because I have been at this for like 8 hours today trying to get this one to be good for you guys. So I think we're just going to keep sandy. That way we have that mutation on there, and then if we can get Foxfire Chakra and regular Chakra, that should make up for that ceramic mutation, and at least we still have sandy on it. All right, my main account's kitsune is coming over here to attack our maple apple. Okay, and it says kitsune applied Chakra, so it looks like my main account is getting one of these, and let's just go ahead and check. Yeah, there we go. Now we have Chakra on this. We did not get Foxfire Chakra, but we do have the regular Chakra on this, and in total we do have 18 mutations on our maple apple. We could turn this sandy into ceramic. We could have turned this windstruck into tempestuous, and we could also get Foxfire Chakra and celestial. So there's a few things that we could have combined for better mutation chances, and it would have really helped us in the end to get a little bit more money value out of this. But overall, I think this is a pretty good maple apple, and I'm very happy with it with how many mutations we actually got today. Let's go ahead though and pick up our maple apple and check the value. All right, so here it is. Here's our big maple apple with all of these mutations on it. It looks insane with all the electricity and everything on it. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite it as well, just so I don't accidentally ever sell it. And we're gonna check with Steven. So Steven, what is the value of our maple apple with all 18 of these mutations on it? This maple apple is worth 197 billion, and I can only imagine that this would have been past 400 billion or so if we were actually got Celestial, Foxfire, Chakra, and a couple of those other mutations mixed together. With those admin mutations, I think this would have been very, very good, but for that many mutations on it, that is still pretty good. I do wish our maple apple was a little bit bigger, but overall, I'm very happy with that price. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if you think that this is worth the value, or if it should be worth more. All right, first things first is we're going to spawn spawn in 7 of our moon cats here. All right, and then next up, we're going to spawn in one of our triceratopses. This guy is an age 9 compared to my other 2 that are age 8, so he's a little bit ahead of the other 2, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn him in. And then we're going to go ahead and place our sprinklers here. So I'm going to go ahead and place our Grandmaster Sprinkler, a Master Sprinkler, Godly, Advanced, and Basic. And then I'm going to go ahead and slap down a Sugar Glaze Seed right in that mix. And this should help it get pretty big, plus all of our moon cats. Now, what we can also do is drag this thing over into a bunch of moon cats to hopefully get the original Sugar Glaze to be pretty big. So let me see. Can I move this? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. And we're just going to let these moon cats mix in their abilities onto it. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I guess, you know what, since this is growing pretty quick, I can use some more watering cans on it. And then once our triceratops here is done with this cooldown, it can just go ahead and smack this sugar glaze and we can get the first set of donuts done and see how big they turn out. Let's try to travel this right in between these guys. We need to get as big of a sugar glaze as we possibly can. Look, the cat's actually sleeping in the tree. What? All right, I'll put it in this one just to get more bonus points possibly from our moon cats. And then we're going to put it right back in our sprinklers here. All right, then finally, a couple more watering cans and this thing should be done growing. I wish I could drag the moon cats over here. I know a lot of people were telling me to get the pancake so I can have them all focus on a section. I actually did not get the pancake unlocked. I just had the pancake mole. But yeah, that'll be one of the things I focus on unlocking next so we can always have our moon cats target one area for our plants. All right, our triceratops is... Oh my... All right, well, it looks like we got a pretty big donut growing in. It looks like everyone's doing their job. Let's see what the triceratops does to help. All right, kaboom. That was it. That was 33 minutes of growth. All right, so our sugar glaze is done growing. Why is it green? I thought it was going to be like a chocolate one, but I guess we got someone's like boogers. All right, well, we're good here with our triceratopses, so we're going to go ahead and use some sprays here so we can get 5 mutations applied to our sugar glaze and then get a butterfly to turn that into rainbow for us. So we're going to go ahead and use one of these honey glaze sprays. We're going to use a pollinated, a chocolate, a shocked, and then we're just going to use a wet just to get another one out of the way. And there we go. We have 5 mutations on our sugar glaze here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and trowel this so it's facing this way. This is the one time a chocolate spray makes something look a little bit better, a little bit more appetizing. All right, but anyways, I'm going to favorite this real quick just so I don't accidentally pick that up. And then we're going to go ahead and spawn in 1 queen bee here and a butterfly. So that way our queen bee will cool down our butterfly and convert this thing to rainbow. I'll take all those 5 mutations and convert it to rainbow. And then over here, my main account, I'm going to spawn in a queen bee as well. And then we're going to spawn in my kitsune. So that way, by the time this butterfly over here converts this to rainbow, then our kitsune over here will be ready, and then we can apply Chakra or Foxfire Chakra to our sugar glaze. But for now, I do need to unfavorite this so the butterfly can actually convert these mutations, and we gotta wait about like 17 more minutes. Yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, so our queen bee's about done with her cooldown, and she's about to cool down our butterfly, and hopefully our butterfly can take these and apply rainbow quick, because for some reason my queen bee's timer on my main account bugged, and it is now lined up with this account. So it's about to cool down our kitsune over here as soon as this happens. So queen bee, cool down butterfly. Butterfly is now cooled down. Let's get rainbow quick before the kitsune comes. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. All right, we're good. We got it just in time. Our sugar glaze is now rainbow. The kitsune is stealing it. And now we have rainbow and chakra done. All right, I'm going to get out of his way. It's very bright and in my eyes. I can't see anything. All right, so since this is good, we're going to go ahead and favorite this just so we don't touch it. And we're going to go and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly. And then let's go ahead and apply some sprays to this thing. So we're going to reapply that shocked onto there. We're going to apply pollinated. We're going to apply fried, honey glazed, burnt, and chocolate. And then over here on my main account, we're going to apply cloud touch, we're going to apply verdant, and we're also going to apply wet, so that way our kappas have an easier time to apply bloodlet to our big sugar glaze here. All right, so that brings us up to 11 mutations on our sugar glaze, so it's looking pretty good here. So first thing I think I'm going to go ahead and do is plant a carrot seed, and we're going to put the shocked spray on our carrot seed here. All right, there we go. Our carrot is now shocked, so then I can go ahead and spawn in our Raiju, which will give us a mutation done right off the bat. It will eat this shocked carrot and apply static to our sugar glaze right away, so we can get that mutation done and out of the way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees as well, so we can work on getting the disco mutation added. We're we're going to spawn in our Tranquil Scarlet and our Corrupted Scarlet. Even though we already have Verdant done, since they have Tranquil and Corrupt, we can get Tranquil and Corrupt mutations on our big sugar glaze here. All right, so that brings us to 5 pets here. Looks pretty good so far. I am going to go ahead and spawn in my chicken zombies next, just so we can get zombified done and out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in a Kappa here, so our Kappa can attempt to get this sugar glaze bloodlit. And that's good. We have all of our pets ready to go, and now we just have to wait for all of their cooldowns to go by. Okay, our Raiju just charged that carrot and ate it so fast I wasn't even ready for a second there, but he did apply the static mutation onto our sugar glaze here, so that is another mutation done and out of the way. All right, so what I think I'm going to go ahead and do next is I'm going to go ahead and spawn in this corrupted Kitsune so we can start working on getting a corrupt Chakra or corrupt Foxfire Chakra and add that on to our sugar glaze. All right, and then we're also going to wait around here because our disco bees are about done with their cooldowns, and hopefully we'll get disco applied right away. Usually they're pretty good about getting us disco. Let's see it. All right, one's going off. All right, easy. That first disco bee there instantly gave us the disco mutation. So we're getting some good mutations done. All right, so since that is good and out of the way, let's see. I think I'm going to spawn in another Kappa to assist getting this thing to turn bloodlit. And then I guess, let me see what else I have in here. We don't really need our cooked owls today because we did get burnt on it already and fried. All right, I guess really the only other pet we need at the moment will be the pterodactyls. So I'm going to spawn one in here, and then I think what I'll do is whenever our pterodactyl here is about to be done with his cooldown, we're just going to grow a bunch of carrots back here like last second, so that way he can try to apply tempestuous to one of these. So in case he doesn't get tempestuous on the first try on our sugar glaze, all hope won't be lost. We can get it on a carrot and then just use a Spinosaurus to move it over. All right, let's go. One of our chicken zombies just applied the zombified mutation onto our sugar glaze, so that's another mutation done. We move these chicken zombies out of the way. They've done their job. All right, so next up is our pterodactyl. His cooldown is about done, so I'm going to quickly place a couple of these carrot seeds down just to see if we can stack up and maybe get tempestuous on one of these. All right, so let's see if our pterodactyl gives us tempestuous. It'd be nice if he could just give it to us directly on the sugar glaze, but if not, we'll use a Spinosaurus to move over mutations later onto this. All right, let's see it. He went all carrot mode. He didn't even go for the sugar glaze, but one of them did get tempestuous right here. So let me go ahead and favorite this real quick, and then I'm going to pick up the rest of these. All right, there we go. So tempestuous is on this carrot, which means our pterodactyl did do his job. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up. He is good to go. And I guess we'll go ahead and unfavorite the carrot, and then we're going to put down a Spinosaurus. So this guy will be able to eat the carrot and then move it over to our sugar glaze. Okay, so I knew something felt like it was missing. Like I didn't do one of our pets that we normally do by now. And you know what? There is something missing, which is our spaghetti sloth. We got to get this guy to spawn in so it can give us sauce, pasta, and meatballs so we can get the spaghetti mutation added onto our sugar glaze. I don't know how good a spaghetti sugar glazed donut would taste, but our spaghetti sloth sure thinks it would be good. All right, so we have quite a bit of stuff about to happen. So first off, our Spinosaurus here is going to eat from our carrot, and hopefully it'll just move tempestuous over right away. Let's see. Let's see which mutation it eats. Okay, well, it ate wet, which we didn't need, so good thing we have our other Spinosaurus as backup for right now. So we're just gonna wait for that to happen. And then also, hopefully, our corrupt Scarlet here will apply the corrupt mutation to our sugar glaze. But it is nighttime now, so we should be able to get moonlit, and hopefully after we'll get a celestial event so we can get celestial added to our sugar glaze. But anyways, there we go. That Spinosaurus has officially added tempestuous over to our sugar glaze, so we can go ahead and pick up our Spinosauruses for now, since we don't really need them to move anything else over. I'm gonna pick up that carrot, and then we just gotta wait for these guys to apply their mutations to our sugar glaze here. So let's see. Hopefully the corrupt Scarlet does corrupt. Come on, please get it done. Failed. Okay, well, we're not going to get that one done yet, I guess. But we are going to get Moonlit done. So there we go. We now have Moonlit added to our sugar glaze here and tempestuous. So that's another 2 mutations done and out of the way. All right, Corrupted Kitsune, please give us your mutation. Please. There we go. Corrupted Kitsune applied Corrupt Chakra to Sugar Glaze. So he is done and out of the way. And now we have Harmonized Chakra added onto this thing. All right, our Spaghetti Sloth is doing something. Let's see what mutation he adds to our Sugar Glaze first. He's pretty much a guaranteed pet to give us mutations. So let's see what the first one we get is. All All right, we have sauce added to our sugar glaze now, so that is good to see. And once he applies his other two, we'll have the full spaghetti mutation done. All right, our spaghetti sloth is heading over to hopefully apply the next mutation that we need. Hopefully it's not the same one. All right, there we go. So we got meatball added to sugar glaze. So now we have sauce and meatball on our sugar glaze here. As you can see, here's sauce, here's meatball. So once he adds pasta, those will all turn into spaghetti. Oh, wow. For the first time, I think, in one of these videos, we're actually getting an Aurora event. I mean, I guess we used to get events like this all the time, and I think we had the Aurora before when Brighter would do all the admin events. And it's ending. Well, no Aurora mutation. I guess I'll trowel this back. Okay, well, I literally just got back from being AFK, and I just came back to the spaghetti sloth applying pasta to our sugar glaze here. So let's go ahead and take a look if anything else happened. All right, so yeah, now we have spaghetti because we had all three of the spaghetti sloth mutations applied. It still looks like we did not get corrupt while I was AFK, so we still have to wait for corrupt to be applied, and we still have to wait for bloodlet to get applied. But our spaghetti sloth is at least done. All right, so finally we got another mutation done. Our Scarlet finally applied the corrupt mutation onto our sugar glaze. We can go ahead and pick him up. And now we have corrupt added onto here and Tranquil. So we have those two done. It's pretty much only up to our Kappas now to try and get bloodlet. I always spawn these guys in first, and then they literally struggle the entire time to convert wet to bloodlet. But hopefully they do that, and then once they get this thing bloodlet, or hopefully get it bloodlet, we'll then apply wet again and then convert wet over to frozen. All right, well, big rip. We've been waiting for our Kappas to give us bloodlet for like 2 or 3 hours now, and they haven't. And then we got a frost event, so this thing is frozen and we can't get bloodlet now. All right, well, we didn't get bloodlet today, but we did get frozen. I wanted to get frozen and bloodlet though, but you know, sometimes you can never win at these things. And then yeah, it's also been hours and we haven't had any other events happen. We have our raptor spawned in, so we're gonna try to pick up our sugar glaze and get amber applied. But in total, we do have 19 mutations, and if you spread some of these out like tempestuous, we would have 20. Spaghetti, we would have 22, and harmonized chakra would bring us to 24 mutations. So if we get amber, that'll be 25. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pick this thing up. Oh, look at that. We actually did get amber. So yeah, this thing technically has 20 mutations on it, or 25. It, for some reason, shrunk in size when I picked it up. Sometimes the big plants do that. The donut, maybe just for holding purposes, it did that. But hopefully it didn't actually break the size of it, and then it's going to break the value. I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. So thanks to our raptors for helping us out. All right, well, without further ado, I'm going to check the value of this thing with Steven. Hopefully it's still good. I don't know if the size actually went down or if it's just a visual bug like it used to be, but we're going to go ahead and check with Steven and see how much our sugar glazed donut is worth. So Steven, what would you give me for this thing today? Okay, yeah, I think the size stayed the same because this is worth 209 billion, which is actually really good for missing some of the mutations like Paradisal and also ceramic. If we did get all of the admin mutations on this thing, I think it would have been close to 1 trillion or even passing 1 trillion, and we could have even gotten it bigger. But yeah, this is actually a pretty good price for the sugar glazed donut, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if this is a good price to you guys. So Brighter hooked us up with 1 elephant ear seed. Before we plant that, we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our moon cats like we normally do, just so we have a chance to get this thing gigantic. These things already grow pretty big, but the moon cats, we should see it get even bigger. All right, there's all 8 moon cats. We're gonna go ahead and plant the elephant ear right here to begin with, and then we're gonna get our sprinklers out. So let's do the usual. Let's get a master sprinkler on it, a godly sprinkler, basic, and advanced. All right, there we go. We're all set. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing to grow. We're almost there. Come on. Grow in for us. The mooncats are already napping, so hopefully the fruits on this thing become gigantic. All right, there we go. We're officially grown in. We have our elephant ear plant ready to go. Now we actually have to just wait and get an elephant ear fruit to grow in. All right, we've used over 1,000 watering cans on this thing, and this is the only progress we have so far. Ooh, this is tempting. We have a rainbow one that's growing in. And it always takes us a lot longer to get rainbow because you have to use the butterfly, which like takes 20 or 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, look at how big this one is that just grew in. Okay, we might have a winner on the size. So even though this one's rainbow, I think we have a winner of which one we're going to go with, which is this gigantic elephant ear. And we're gonna go ahead and put some polar bears down so we can get chilled going. And then we will do our sprays like we normally do. So we're gonna do shocked on that. We're gonna do chocolate on it, and then we're gonna do pollinated on it. All right, we're good there. We're gonna also get a honey sprinkler set on it so we can get honey glazed. All right, honey glaze is there. You can see the effect. And now we just need one of these polar bears to chill this one. And then we could start aiming to get rainbow on it. All right, well, our polar bears are trying to get... Oh, well, it looks like they just got chilled on this one, actually. So I believe this one has all 5 mutations on it, but I can't really check until it's fully grown, which is a bit of a problem. But we can start making progress. I'm going to get a queen bee out, and then we're going to get our butterfly out so we can convert this elephant ear to rainbow. And again, the queen bee has a 5-minute shorter cooldown than the butterfly, so we can get that rainbow effect on this elephant ear 5 minutes faster than we normally would be able to. All right, I can tell watering this thing and with all the sprinklers on it, it is definitely making growth progress on the fruits. The elephant ear that we're going for right here is actually slowly growing. I'm seeing it every couple seconds just get bigger and bigger. It's really hard to tell, though, the size because this thing is digging into the ground. Okay, so the way that the elephant ears grow in Grow a Garden is that the first layer grows in, which is like the outer layer, and then you get this inner layer that grows in. As you can see for this one, here's the inner layer growing. So here's our elephant ear that we are working with. This is the inner layer that is growing in now. The outer layer is over here. The inner layer looks to be bigger than the actual outer layer. As you can see, this is gigantic. Like, this is huge. All right, so the queen bee's cooldown is finished. That should help with our butterfly here. And now the butterfly should go ahead and add rainbow onto this gigantic elephant ear. Wait, what? What's going on? Why is it not doing it? The butterfly didn't seem to do anything, but I don't know exactly why. All right, I actually had to just save a clip because I just saw the polar bear applied chilled to the elephant ear. I thought this whole time we had chilled, it kept failing, and now I think we officially do have chilled on it. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that there's actually a 3rd layer to the elephant ears. So there's like out, middle, and in. We only have 2 layers done on this one, and the 2nd layer is not even done yet. I just want to point that out. We've used over 6,000 watering cans on it now, and that 3rd layer still hasn't even peaked out. And these ones are still even growing here, and these have been getting the same amount of watering cans. So I can only imagine this is going to use up probably another 5,000 plus watering cans to finish this. So honestly, we might just AFK until it's fully grown. All right, so we stacked some sprinklers and we have a sighting of the 3rd and final layer of this elephant ear. So we are definitely making progress. We are getting there. This thing should be done hopefully soon enough. All right, something I didn't think of is that I could have bought the grow all sign in the front of my garden, and I think that would have sprouted all my fruits. Let me go ahead and test that on my main account real quick and see if I can grow all my plants with my main account. All right, I just did it, and it looks like that actually worked. So if we did that to begin with, we would have actually saved a lot of time and a lot of watering cans. Oh, and the queen bee is doing her thing, getting the butterfly to convert my mutations. And now look at this giant elephant ear. It is now rainbow. This is a huge elephant ear. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now that it has rainbow is put pollinated back onto it. Then we're going to put shocked back onto it. We're going to put chocolate back onto it. And then we're going to use the honey sprinkler. All right, now that should have caught us up. So now we should have... Yep, there we go. We are back up to 5 mutations. And when the polar bears do their thing, hopefully we get chilled back on this. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of these elephant ears, though, so they're out of the way. Once this is chilled, we can officially move forward on doing the events to get the rest of the mutations that we need. All right, there we go. Polar bear applied mutation chill to elephant ear. So we're going to go ahead and pick up all these polar bears now, and we are going to spawn in some other pets. So we're going to spawn in 2 scarlets for the new Verdant mutation that they can add to the plant. We're going to go ahead and spawn in 2 of our chicken zombies to hopefully get zombified. We're going to go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees as well, and 2 cooked owls. So that way we have a chance to get all of the pet mutations that we need. So we can either get Verdant, cooked or burnt, zombified, and disco, and that will add on some mutation to this thing. A friend actually told me this, by the way, and I think a couple people in the comments told me this, but you can actually highlight certain fruits specifically. So if we go ahead and favorite the big elephant ear over here, just so we don't touch it by mistake, we can actually use our shovel to delete these elephant ears that are growing in individually. So I probably am just late to this information, but this will actually help so we can get rid of some of these elephant ears that grow in that we don't want. So hopefully our pets will target mutations on the only one that we have. Oh, Disco Bee, he just applied disco to this. Cooked owl, come on. Cook or burn this elephant ear. I don't care. I want either mutation. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Good job, cooked owl. I'm proud of you. We now have burnt and disco on this thing. So now we can pick up the rest of our cooked owls here, and we just need these chicken zombies to get us zombified. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in some more chicken zombies and another scarlet bird, and that is some better chances to get the rest of the pet mutations that we need. Let's go. Our scarlet just applied Verdant to our elephant ear, which now means if we get sun-dried, we can get Paradisal. But there we go. We got Verdant on it for now. All right, so Brighter is officially here, about to queue up all of our events to spam mutations on our giant elephant ear. The only problem is that I left the game to go AFK, and I completely forgot about keeping my plot. And since he's already here, I don't want to have to rejoin and go over there. So we're just going to wing it and see what mutations we get. All right, but we're going to go ahead and prepare here. I'm going to go ahead and move this elephant ear over here, but the only problem with that is these tanning mirrors and star collars that I placed down will no longer reach. Well, this one might, but it's a little too far away, so we're gonna have to put a new one down. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that one just so we're safe, and then we'll go ahead and put one here just so we can make sure it hits. And then the tanning mirrors will go ahead and move as well. I'm gonna put one over here, and then I'll put one over here, so that way we should be able to get sun-dried pretty easy. And we're starting off with a bang. The Galactic event is here, thanks to Brighter as always. Hopefully we can actually get the Galactic mutation from the space travel event. It is a difficult one to get. It's a pretty low chance, but I really want to see if we can get it legit this time. Oh, a fruit in your garden turned to moonlit. However, it's this little thing and not the big elephant ear. We gotta keep trying to delete these elephant ears and getting them out of the way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this little one right here that got the moonlit on it, and we should be good. Oh, I just saw something get moonlit, and it was our big one. Perfect. We needed moonlit. We got moonlit. Please, space engines, can you blast and give my elephant ear over here? Can you just give him Galactic? What's back here, by the way? Oh, I can go in here? Hello? Let me in. All right, these space travel events only last about a minute. Oh, I think it's ending. Okay, it's blasting away. And we're now into alien invasion. Well, did we get Galactic? No, we did not get Galactic. I think alien-like we should have a better chance with. Hopefully, we see alien-like appear, and hopefully we get a UFO to attack. Now, if the UFO does attack, we need to make sure that this little guy is gone. Yo, Steven? Steven? Hey, buddy. Can you tell those aliens to please mutate my elephant ear over there? Look, it's gonna be worth a lot. I promise I won't empty your pockets with it, okay? Oh, okay, nighttime just ended, though. Now we're in full effect of daytime aliens. I thought it was gonna be, like, really dark, nighttime scary aliens, but we have daytime aliens. Looks like the aliens don't want to have any part of my elephant ear production. Well, we're gonna have to wait for alien-like. We did not get alien-like, but there's chances to have that added in later. I don't know what our chances are for plasma because Jandel kind of just shoots the floor now. Oh man, we're gonna lose out on another event, I think, just because this one be bugging. All right, well, plasma was a fail. I don't think I could get plasma when he doesn't shoot anything but the floor. You're looking pretty nice, Jandel. Would you mind giving some of your heavenly touch to my elephant ears? All right, the queen bees are cooling down. Some chicken zombies attacking and failed. All right, we're down to our last heavenly event. He's gonna bloop away, but we're down to our last one. We'll see if this thing gets heavenly mutation on it with this last heavenly event. But if it doesn't, we gotta move on to the next one. And hopefully these chicken zombies get us zombified. But so far, our event luck today is garbage. Very garbage. Oh, but here we go. We have the heat wave event coming through with our sun-dried chances, and bam! I think we just got it, actually. Yeah, we got Paradisal, but we have a chance to get sundried back now, and that will increase the money on this even more. There we go. Tanning Mirror just got hit. Easy. And there we go. Paradisal and sundried. So we're looking good. We're getting more mutations, but we still have quite a few left that we have to get. And hopefully we get every single one of the rest of these that are about to play out. Oh, the meteors are here. And one literally just like landed right in my plot, but I didn't get meteoric. So we'll just wait a second. Hopefully we get one to hit. I'm just going to sit right here and chill. Let's see what happens. Oh, these are literally like right on top of my garden. I think to help with this one, I'm going to trowel this over here and then we'll move it back. But I'm going to put it like right in the middle. So that way if a meteor hits, it has all of this that it could land on. And hopefully we get meteoric by this. Yeah, like that. Come on, come on. Give us the mutation. Give us the meteor. Yo, right here, right here. Oh, it was so close. He was, oh, right here. Yo, that's on. That is on. That literally touched it on the corner over there. Did we get it? How did we not get that? And I think that's it. But we're into the black hole. Okay, we got a good chance for Void Touch. Usually Void Touch is an easy one. You don't really have to do anything. It will just kind of happen. Void touched, Void touched, Void touched, Void touched. What do we got next? Oh, okay. This one is a pretty good guarantee. We have a meteor shower, which will get called in by these star crawlers. I kind of wish the star crawlers called in the meteors from the admin meteors. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Right on that. There's no way that doesn't get Celestial. That literally touched everything there. There we go. Perfect. We got Celestial. That's another one down. Oh, it's windy, and it's actually somehow pushing me. Is this new? I don't think it pushed you before, did it? Maybe I just move around too much to not ever notice, but it actually pushes you if you don't move. I don't know what I could do, if I should move this plant to see if it will increase chances. I mean, I guess now that the star crawlers are used up and we're good with that, I could try and move this and at least, you know, put it like out here. Ow, that's landed on my head. But whenever the tornadoes spawn in, maybe this will be a better chance to get twisted if it's poking out like this, because this goes out pretty far. I mean, oh, look at that. I literally just moved it. We got wind struck. All right, the wind event has ended with some more wind because there's tornadoes now. But yeah, these twisters are a lot faster now. So in the last update, they actually made 2 twisters spawn into the map at a time now, and they spawn in at different spots. They don't just spawn in the middle and then move around. They actually spawn around the map and then move around. So much easier and better chances now to actually get twisted. Oh, here comes another one. I'm gonna move it over here towards it. Come on, twist it up. Twist it up, tornado. Come on, let's go. Give me that twisted on it, please. Please, buddy. Yes, let's go. We got it. We got twisted. That's another one we can check off our box. Perfect. So moving this thing around definitely helps with getting twisted. All right, we're almost there. So now it is raining, which can apply wet to our elephant ear, which will then combine wet and chilled and make frozen. So let's see if that happens. One of our chicken zombies just applied zombified again, but it went to our other elephant ear that's trying to grow in. So now we have 2 elephant ears with zombified that we're not even going to use. All right, here we go. Volcano time. Let's see if we can get this thing molten. This is pretty big. It has a pretty wide range. It's covering almost our entire garden on this side. So as long as we can get one of these molten cubes to land, it should get molten. Let's see. I don't see molten, but these are getting pretty close. That's good. I don't know if I should back it up and put it over here just so we have a better chance, but we can always trowel it into the molten and see if that helps. Oh my, that literally was like on top of this. That was on top of it. Wait, this one got molten right here. Did this one? Yo, let's go. We got molten. We got another one down in the bag. Perfect. So we're missing about 8 mutations and we could get chilled into frozen, but we did get 15 mutations here on this elephant ear, which is a pretty good amount. But we're gonna finish this video off by having Brighter join the server and add the rest of the mutations that we need on this thing, including Dawnbound, as he's able to add Dawnbound onto any plant in the game, and we're gonna see how much this thing is actually worth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pick up our elephant ear as the map explodes behind us, and here we go. We picked it up. Let's see what this thing looks like in our hand. All right, so as you can see, we have our giant elephant ear. It does shrink down now that we're holding it. But if I hover over this, you can see the percent chance on the chicken zombie. And you can see all of the other mutations that we had so far on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in my inventory. And we're going to have Brighter add the rest of the mutations onto this thing. Brighter is here in the server. He is going to add the rest of the mutations that we need on our elephant ear, which are the following: zombified, galactic, alien-like, plasma, heavenly, meteoric, bloodlit, void touch, frozen, and dawnbound. He's going to add dawnbound onto this. I think it's ready. All right, we got it. All right, thank you to Brighter as always. We now have every mutation in Grow a Garden on the elephant ear. So now it is time to check with Steven and see how much this thing is worth. So we're going to go ahead and go up to Steven. How much is this worth? This is 420 billion. That is actually a really good value. So this thing is worth quite a bit of money, nearly $500 billion. So elephant ears are definitely worth it, and you get more of them than the sunflower. So honestly, elephant ears, I think, are the way to grind if you want some money. However, the seed is very rare, but it's worth it if you get one. So what do you guys think? Was this worth all the mutations on it? And let me know also down in the comments what fruit you want to see me do next. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started on this. Let's go ahead and get our sprinklers ready, just like we always do. We got the master sprinkler, the advanced, basic, and godly, and then we're gonna go ahead and place this down inside of all those. We're gonna spawn in our mooncat so we can hopefully get a pretty big ember lily, and there we go. So our ember lily's only at 0%. Oh, it's at 1% now. It's speeding up. So I am gonna use some watering cans for this to try and help and get this thing growing fast. Let me know in the comments down below what you think the value of this thing will be once we get every single mutation on it. And then if you want, you could edit your comment at the end of the video and see if you are close. All right, our ember lily is growing. It's actually growing a lot faster than I thought it would, so that's good for us. The other thing is too, we have windy going on right now, which would be perfect if this thing was already grown and already had rainbow on it. All right, there we go. Our ember lily is grown. Now the plant itself is looking pretty small, but we could still get a pretty big flower at the top, and I hope we do. I really hope we do. All right, so we're just gonna give it a little bit to grow, and we'll see what kind of ember lily we get. We'll see what the size of it is. We have all these mooncats, and a bunch of them just napped right next to it, plus all the sprinklers. I think we're gonna have a good-sized ember lily, and it's growing. I think that's a pretty good size. We'll see if it expands anymore. Oh, it's growing upwards. Okay, so that might be our size then. That might be it. Actually, you know what? This one doesn't look that big. I am gonna go ahead and delete it, and then let's see if we can get a bigger one. I really want this to be a big ember lily. All right, so I'm gonna see if this one grows into be a decent size. It might be still pretty small, but it does look like this one's gold again. I wish gold would actually matter for this. I wish it would count as one of the 5 mutations that we need to get rainbow, but since it doesn't, we do have all of our sprays in line, and we will be using those in just a second. This might be as big as it's going to get because our mooncats be struggling today. All right, this thing has progressed pretty nicely. It looks a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, so I think we got a pretty good-sized ember lily. Now, to save some time, I'm bringing out the big guns, and we're going to be hitting the grow all button. Sometimes we got to use bow bucks to get some good end results, and if you want to help support these videos so I can spend more bow bucks, you can always check out the Bandites merch. You could buy it in my Roblox group. The links are in the description, and you can look as handsome as I do. All right, but I'm bringing the main account me over here to grow all so we can get that ember lily looking nice, okay? And there we go. Our ember lily is grown. We saved a little bit of time. This is still not as big as I was hoping it would be, but it's a pretty decent size overall. Now we're gonna go ahead and pick up our mooncats. I really wish this ember lily was bigger than this, but I guess this is the size we're gonna go with. I think this is decent, but all right, we're gonna go ahead and use all of our spray mutations here. So let's do a chocolate spray on this thing. We're gonna save the cloud touch. We'll do pollinated. We'll do shocked, and we'll save the amber one. So we'll do 1 chilled, and that is 5 mutations, but gold does not count towards getting rainbow. So instead, we're going to use a honey sprinkler to get this honey glazed. And there we go. Now we have the 5 mutations that'll actually count. So we go ahead and spawn in our queen bee and a butterfly. Now, some people were asking me in the comments if the queen bee only cools down the butterfly, and no, the queen bee just cools down whatever pet has the longest cooldown currently. So since we only spawn in these two, the longest cooldown is always going to be the butterfly, so it saves us about 7 or 8 minutes in the end, so we can get this thing rainbow a little bit faster. And again, the butterfly does need 5 mutations, and gold does not count. So these are the 5 we have: shock, chocolate, honey glaze, pollinated, chilled, and that will convert those into rainbow. But anyways, now we gotta wait for these guys to do their thing, get this thing rainbow, so we can't really do much until then. So I'll see you guys in literally like 2 seconds when this is about to be rainbow. All right, it's time for the stuff to happen. The queen bee is going to cool down our butterfly, and our butterfly is now going to get this thing rainbow, and we say bye-bye to the gold mutation that we have. And just like that, our Ember Lily loses all these, but we get rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these guys up now, and then we're gonna go ahead and reapply all of our spray mutations. So we got pollinated, we got shocked. We also have amber, which people did tell me if you wait like 24 plus hours, you can get old amber. And then there's another variant of amber, but we don't have that kind of time. But I am gonna spray amber on there. We have chocolate, and then we have chilled, and then we're also going to go ahead and put honey glazed on as well. And just like that, we're already up to 7 mutations on this thing. So we're going to convert that chilled to frozen by using a sea turtle. So there's our sea turtle. You good, bro? He's stuck inside the fence. I hope he's okay. And then we're also going to try to get all of the pet mutations. So I'm going to spawn in a scarlet to get verdant. We're going to spawn in 2 chicken zombies to hopefully get this thing zombified. And we'll also spawn in 2 cooked owls. And finally, we'll spawn in 2 disco bees. So now we'll have a chance to get zombified, burnt, or cooked, disco. We'll get chilled to frozen once the sea turtle turns it wet. And then we can also get verdant on this, which will be good. So once we get a heat wave event, we can get Paradisal on this Ember Lily. So far, we got a pretty good setup here. Now we just got to wait for these pets to do some stuff to give us these good mutations. And we got to wait for some events to happen. Hopefully, we'll get a windy event to spawn in again. And then hopefully we can get twisted, tropical rain, all that good stuff. You know what? I completely forgot one of our sprays. I forgot to put the cloud touch spray on this. There we go. So now we're actually up to 8 mutations. All right, our sea turtle just applied the wet mutation to our Ember Lily, so now it is officially frozen. We can go ahead and pick up our sea turtle, and I guess we'll go ahead and put another scarlet down so we can have double the chance to get verdant. So let's see what we get next. All right, hopefully this scarlet gives us the verdant mutation so we can get verdant before we get a heat wave. That way we can get Paradisal, and I don't know if you can stack sundried with Paradisal anymore. You used to be able to, but after this last update, I've noticed that you can't. All right, Scarlet, don't let me down. Let's get that verdant mutation done. Oh, let's go. He didn't let me down. I was like instant. All right, so now we have verdant. So we're set for a heat wave event. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up these scarlets. And then I guess because the chicken zombie usually takes the longest and the cooked owl, I'll go ahead and spawn in another cooked owl and another chicken zombie. And hopefully we get disco next. The disco bees are almost done with their cooldowns, and so are our original cooked owls. All right, let's see our luck with the cooked owls. Will we get burnt or cooked? We've never gotten cooked before, so that'd be cool to see. First cooked owl failed. What about the second one? All right, so just like that, we got zombified. Usually we get zombified last out of all of our pets, but this time we actually got it before we got disco or cooked / burnt. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these chicken zombies here. I am gonna go ahead and spawn in 1 more cooked owl so we can have 4, and then we're gonna spawn in 2 extra disco bees so we can have 4 disco bees, and that will conclude all of the pet mutations. And then we just have to wait for some weather or any events to spawn in. But so far this thing is looking good with all of the pet mutations on it and some of the extra ones that we got from the sprays. Disco bees going. Failed. What about the other disco bee? All right, other disco bees going. And apply. There we go. Disco mutation is now done. So we just need to get these cooked owls to give us either cooked or burnt, and then we just gotta wait for events to happen. So I'm gonna pick up all of our disco bees since they're good. We're gonna max out on the cooked owls, which we only have 5 of them. And then I guess to help, we'll spawn in 2 queen bees to hopefully cool these guys down. Or maybe we'll stick with 1 queen bee, because if we have 2, it might cool down the other queen bee, since these cooked owls, their cooldown isn't that long. Oh, perfect. We got a windy event. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sprinklers ready to hopefully help with this. We're We're going to put a master sprinkler down. We're going to put a godly sprinkler down, and we're going to put an advanced sprinkler down. The basic doesn't really help with mutations, and hopefully that'll help us get windstruck. Come on. Oh, we just missed our chance. All right, our cooked owl finally applied the burnt mutation to our Ember Lily, which means we are officially done getting every pet mutation that we possibly can get. I guess besides Windstruck, since technically you can get that from the Pterodactyl. But anyways, this Ember Lily is looking pretty good. We just need to get some event mutations on this. So hopefully we can get Windy, Heat Wave, maybe some Tropical Rain, maybe some Aurora. Ooh, it's nighttime. This is good. We can get Moonlit, and we do have a Night Staff here. So hopefully we can get it to just channel us some Moonlit mutation real fast, real quick, real nice. There we go. We got Moonlit. Your Night Staff helped mutate a fruit. Thank you, Night Staff. Okay, I got excited for a second because I thought this was Tropical Rain, but it's regular rain, and we already have Frozen. However, if we had Sandy, I believe this would still help that Sandy turn into clay, and then we could get it ceramic. But because we don't have Sandy, this is kind of a pointless event to have. All right, we have another windy event, and we just got Windstruck like literally instantly from this one. So I guess it only takes like 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 windy events to get Windstruck. But so far this thing total has 14 mutations on it. I'm hoping we can get a couple more on this. All right, so we literally have 14 mutations on our Ember Lily, and we have been sitting here AFK for 3 hours, and literally the only event that has happened is Windy and Moonlit. Like, our event luck today is horrendous. So we're gonna go ahead and check the value of the Ember Lily with all the mutations that we currently have on it. I wanted to get more of the event mutations, but the event mutations are really difficult right now without Brighter's help, and hopefully we can get blessed by Brighter again soon. But for now, we're gonna move forward and check the value of this with Steven. So without further ado, I will pick up this Ember Lily, and here is our beautiful Ember Lily with all of the mutations that we got on it, all 14. I wish we could have got this bigger. I wish we could have gotten more mutations, but we are going to see what the value of this is with the mutations that we did get. So without further ado, I'm going to talk to Steven here, and let's see how much this thing is worth. So Steven, what would you give us for this? 23 billion, and this thing again only has 14 mutations on it. That is a lot of money for this that doesn't have all of the normal mutations we get, like all of the admin mutations. So what do you guys think? Was this worth it for those 14 mutations? What do you think the value would have been if we actually got every single mutation today, including the admin mutations? All right, so we're gonna get this cursed fruit set up. We're gonna go ahead and start by getting some sprinklers ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the master sprinkler, godly sprinkler, advanced and basic, just like we always do. And then we're going to go ahead and place our cursed fruit right underneath that. And we're also going to start spamming out some mooncats to then get our cursed fruit to be massive today. All right, let's see. That's all 8 mooncats. We're good there. And the sprinklers are bugging out. They're not spraying. It looks like they're still watering it because it's making progress. We have 5,000 watering cans. So let's get this thing fully grown. And just like that, we are now at a fully grown cursed fruit, and the mooncats are starting to nap. So hopefully these cursed fruits grow in pretty massive. The cursed fruit is growing in, and it looks to be pretty massive. There's a space right here, a gap in the middle of it, which I think that could be a bug. Mooncats got us a pretty large cursed fruit. I don't really know the largest size of the cursed fruit. I've never really grown cursed fruits besides one time, so I don't know the maximum size we get the fruit. This looks to be pretty large, and it seems to be growing pretty quick, so I think the watering cans did work. It's just a little laggy because Roblox be dying right now. All right, well, I can't tell if this is gonna take a while to fully grow. It's very laggy right now. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is spend some Robux here and get this thing to fully grow. All right, we got the main account. Let's see if the main account can actually grow this cursed fruit for us. I'm gonna go ahead and pay the Robux over there, and let's see it. Yeah, I think it worked. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pick up all of our mooncats, and let's move on to the mutations. We gotta get 5 mutations so the butterfly can take those 5 mutations and turn this thing into rainbow. So we'll go ahead and add our shock onto there, which the shock cursed fruit, look at this. That looks incredibly awesome. We're going to put the chocolate spray mutation on it and the pollinated. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use the honey sprinkler to get this thing honey glazed. And then we will finish off with the polar bears. And these polar bears should get this thing chilled, and that'll be our 5 mutations, so we can get this thing turned into rainbow. Polar bears, don't let me down today. We gotta make this cursed fruit have all the mutations on it. We gotta make sure this thing is spicy and expensive by the end of this. You guys hear me? All right, they're all failing again. Please, please, one of you get chilled. Oh, let's go. Let's go. One of them got chilled. I think it was this guy. Zeffy, you're the goat, man. All right, we can now pick up all of our polar bears because we now have the 5 mutations that the butterfly will need. So let's go ahead and first off put our queen bee down, and then we'll get the butterfly put down. And the queen bee, again, has a 6-minute shorter cooldown than the butterfly. So it will cool down the butterfly, and then the butterfly will add the rainbow mutation from all of the current mutations we have. All right, so we've actually been getting some crazy events while we're waiting for our queen bee to cool down. So we got Moonlit and Windstruck, but all this is about to go away because the butterfly has got to do its magic to get this thing rainbow. So the queen bee is cooling down. Now the butterfly should be in action, and let's get this cursed fruit to rainbow. And there we go. Our cursed fruit is now rainbow, looking nice. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do now is we're gonna go ahead and put some sea turtles down so we can try to get the wet mutation on our cursed fruit. So we have about 3 sea turtles we can use to do that. And then we're also going to stack some polar bears as well to get chilled / frozen, because once we get the wet mutation, it'll turn into frozen. And let's go ahead and also add those mutations back on there that we had. So we're gonna add chocolate, shocked, pollinated, and then let's get a honey sprinkler. And just like that, we are back up to 5 mutations. All right, the first chilled has failed. The second chilled has failed. Come on, one of you guys get chilled. Sea turtles, you guys do your thing. Okay, all the chilleds have failed, but maybe the sea turtles will do their mutations, please. All right, do your flips. Boom. Oh, look at that. First try. Sea turtle applied mutation wet to cursed fruit. So now this thing is wet, and now we can go ahead and pick up these sea turtles and max out on the polar bears. All right, some of the polar bears are in action, but more are failing. Oh, there we go. Polar bear applied mutation chilled to cursed fruit. This cursed fruit is officially frozen, and now we're up to 6 mutations. And with that, we can go ahead and get rid of all these polar bears, and then we can go ahead and add in a bunch of pets that we need to get some more mutations. So what we're going to go ahead and do is the usual, where we add in 2 of our disco bees. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 of these little guys. We'll spawn in 2 cooked owls that we have. We'll spawn in 2 of our scarlets to apply the Verdant mutation. And finally, we'll start off with 2 of these chicken zombies to hopefully get zombified onto this thing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some alt accounts in here so we can take up this plot right here or this one. So we're in the middle, so we're a little bit closer because all the events spawn in back here over by the gear shop. And being in the middle definitely helps our chances with these event mutations. So I'll be right back. Oh, okay, it looks like our cooked owl just applied the burnt mutation onto our cursed fruit. We always get the burnt one. We never get the cooked. The cooked is a hard one to get, but burnt is still good. It's still added on there for an extra mutation. So that means we can go ahead and pick up our cooked owls now, and then we can increase our other pets. I'm gonna go ahead and use another chicken zombie then, and we're gonna go ahead and spawn in another disco bee to up those chances because the scarlet bird should be able to get this cursed fruit verdant pretty easily. All right, Brighter is here, ready to queue up the events. And usually the space event is the one that gets queued up first. So I'm going to just see if I move my cursed fruit over here. Yep, there it is. I don't know how the space event actually affects. I don't know if it's just a passive mutation or if your fruits have to be hit by these engines. I have not gotten Galactic yet. So what I'm going to do is I guess I'll line it up with one of these and see if it helps at all. Kind of don't think it matters. I think it's just a passive one that you may or may not get. We're starting with space travel, and then we also have night, so we can get Moonlit on this thing. And also in the background, we're still waiting for these pets to cool down so we can get Disco, Zombified, and Verdant. Oh, there we go. A fruit in your garden mutated to Moonlit, so the night event was successful. All right, let's see. Galactic engines are going, and did that do anything? Did that give us Galactic? No. Yeah, so this one's definitely just passive, and it's, again, only a small chance for the fruit to turn Galactic. It looks like the Galactic events failed, and there's no Galactic either, so we're just not doing very good today. Hopefully these aliens end up liking my cursed fruit. I did try to make it nice and pretty for them, and hopefully they mutated because I need that alien-like mutation. That'd be really nice. Oh, Disco Bee applied Disco mutation to cursed fruit. Thank you, Disco Bee. Handshake, Disco Bee. And that is another one we can mark off the list. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these Disco Bees. Let's go ahead and spawn in another Scarlet to hopefully get Verdant a little bit faster. And we will also spawn in some more chicken zombies to hopefully get zombified on this thing. All right, well, it looks like none of these aliens like my cursed fruit, which is very unfortunate because now I'm probably going to start crying any minute here. And the alien invasion is gone, and we did not get alien-like or galactic. So we're not off to the best start, but we have the Jandel Heavenly event. So maybe we can finally get Heavenly for once in our life. Wait, he's down here. Hey, what are you doing down here? You good? Can I jump on you? Oh, I can. Let me whisper in your ear. Hey, buddy, I need that Heavenly event, please. Please give me that Heavenly mutation. Please just give me that Heavenly mutation, man. I really need that Heavenly mutation. Oh. Jandel? He's gone. He got obliterated by a volcano. Well, did we get Heavenly? No. All right, I don't even care about him getting obliterated by a volcano now. Bring your mutations over here. Oh, this one's in, this one's in, this one's in, this one's in. It's not in. It's in the middle of the map. Oh, that was like right here that literally touched it. I want to put this at the end just so I have a better chance. Come on. Come on, please, 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 please. Yes, that's in. That's in. We got it. Whew. That was stressful. And we are down to some meteors. Now, hopefully these hit. I think for this one, I definitely am going to travel this guy back into the middle of my garden here, like right here at least. I'm going to get this ready to move. Get this thing ready to move and... Bah! Oh, and actually, okay, we're good. We're good. All right, I need one of these Scarlets to hopefully give us the Verdant mutation. 2 of them are about to cool down. 1 of them has a minute and a half. Let's get Verdant on this, guys. Come on, do your thing. Let's get it. Failed. Okay, next Scarlet, please. Please, Verdant mutation. Let's go, dude. Scarlet applied Verdant to Cursed Fruit. We are now up to Verdant. We can now get Paradisal and Sundried added on. Perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and pick up these Scarlets now, and we're going to go ahead and max out on the chicken zombies. And then we're going to bring in our Queen Bees just to help them with their cooldowns. We got Meteoric as well, which is awesome. Hopefully we can get Void Touch, because Void Touch we never seem to get, and it's... There it is. I thought it was bugging out. Maybe if I just use my trowel, I can put this like right here in the corner of my lot, and then reach that vine all the way out, and then maybe this is close enough now to touch the black hole and give us Void Touch. No, it just really doesn't like me at all, actually. All right, well, next up is Celestial. Okay, well, this one shouldn't be too hard. This one, we can wait for one of the Star Crawlers to start pulling, and then we can just drop this right onto the one it's about to land on. Oh, move it. Whew. We made it. I think we made it. We get it? Okay, good. That worked. We got Celestial. That's the little thing you could do. You trowel your plant right on top of a Star Crawler if you need it to get Celestial. All right, that gives us another mutation down. We're now up to 13 mutations on our Cursed Fruit. The wind is here. We have Gale, which is a very high wind struck chance. So for some reason, every time I move my fruits towards the end of my plot, like all the way over here, seems to always get wind struck so much faster. I don't know why. I might just be tripping, but let's see if it happens again. And it also could just be because the gale helps it get wind struck faster. Oh, there we go. Literally, like I was just saying, dude. I don't know why. Every time I move my fruit over here, it's wind struck nearly instantly. All right, we're in tornado season now. The tornadoes are here to hopefully give us the twisted mutation. This one's a little easier to get now that the tornadoes actually spawn around the map and move a lot better. Maybe we'll have some more spawn in close like this guy. Yes. All right, put this right here. Come on in. Oh, he's going this way? No. Come here. Come here. Oh, he doesn't know what to do. He's not making his mind up. Okay. Oh, another one spawned right on top of it. All right, put it on this one. Come on, there's no way we don't get twisted from this. They're like literally right here on it. There's no way we don't. I'm just gonna keep maximizing my chances. Tornado is staying in our property. He's staying in our garden. It's gone. Did we get twisted from that? Let's go. We got twisted. All right, the tornadoes are gone, and it's heat wave, and literally instantly as that spawned in, we got one of the heat wave sunbeams to strike, which just gave us the Paradisal mutation, and it striked again, which also should give us the sun-dried mutation, and there we go. 16 mutations on our cursed fruit. Okay, so I was literally just waiting for Brighter to join in and add the rest of the mutations onto our cursed fruit, and while I was waiting, one of the chicken zombies just went crazy and got us zombified. So we're actually up to 17 mutations on the cursed fruit. So now we don't have to have him add zombified on here. So now all we have to do is have him add galactic, alien-like, Plasma, Heavenly, Bloodlit, Void Touched. Verdant, I know we had Verdant already, but we're gonna have him add it back on because before we had it, it just converted to Paradisal. And we're also gonna have him add on Dawnbound just for the heck of it and Gold for the heck of it. So that way we can technically have every mutation on this cursed fruit. All right, so Brighter is here. He's going to add those mutations that we just said. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our big cursed fruit here. All right, so there we go. Brighter is now going to add on the mutations that we listed just a second ago onto this thing, so it can have literally every mutation in the game on this cursed fruit. All right, and just like that, we now have every mutation on our cursed fruit. So we're gonna go ahead and see what the value of this thing is when we talk to Steven. Moment of truth. 15 billion shekels, this cursed fruit with every mutation on it in the game. Again, there are issues with all of the mutations being added onto fruit, so if this value does seem a little bit low, it's probably just a bug. That is the cursed fruit getting every mutation on it.